Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on crypto. Hope you're having a great day. We have a lot to discuss today. There's a lot of good news that's going on. A little bit of bad news, but not bad, but interesting news. But we've got Citadel going crypto. We have an anonymous bounty. We have ConsenSys scandal with the founder of ConsenSys, and we have Chairman Powell dropping major hints. We also have some really cool news about a crypto I've been telling you about that's seen an investment indirectly. It's actually a project that's on this crypto, on this project by iAngels and Gadot. So we'll get to all of that. Ooh, let's see. So let's start off with Citadel. So the chairman of Citadel, Ken Griffin, he's been very skeptical of cryptos for a while, but he announced that, hey, we're gonna go deep. We're going deep into digital assets. And why? Well, because Sequoia Capital and Paradigm, two major digital asset, I wouldn't say companies, but investors, have made a significant investment in Citadel. So that kind of sets the tone right there. When you have that kind of money behind so many different projects that are out there, just research them. Sequoia Capital and Paradigm, two separate companies, but you'll see that they're very deep into crypto. They're very, very deep into crypto. So that's something to think about. That's actually, I think, good news when you hear things like that. You also have, yeah, I'm putting lotion on. I know I shouldn't do that on camera, but I'm a regular person just like everybody else. You also have the hacking group, not a somewhat infamous or famous hacking group. I don't know them, but I've known of them for years, for a really long time, like way before anybody else. They do good, they do bad. I don't say bad. They've always brought things forward to me that were interesting and always had validity to their perspective. So that's something that I pay attention to. So they've been quite vocal about this Russian invasion, and they have gone so far as to offer a $50,000 or actually over $50,000 bounty, right, in Bitcoin for any tanks that are surrendered. So basically, Russian soldiers were told, if you want to collect this bounty, place a white flag on your tank and use the password million to collect, to surrender and to collect on the bounty. That's huge. That's huger than huge. You know, this group really knows what they're doing. They're really good at what they do. And for them to be offering that kind of a bounty, Putin's got problems. Putin's got problems. I'm hoping that, the Russian people will, and his generals even will wake up and kind of go, I think it's time for him to, go retire. I said that the other day, and I'll say it again. I think it's time for him to retire, and that would be a great thing. Something else that we want to discuss, not so great news. The founder of ConsenSys has been accused of irregularities in the finance of the company. It stems around accusations that there has been a backdoor deal with JP Morgan to sell some assets for $39 million. That would only benefit the founder, who is Joseph Lubin, and actually harm the smaller investors. So all the investors have gotten together and they've invoked Article 697 of the Swiss Code of Obligations, and that will call for an audit of the finances. Apparently, this deal supposedly happened in 2020, and they want the books audited. My only question is, what happened? Like, how does this play out if the irregularities are found to be true? Woo. And if you don't know who ConsenSys is, MetaMask. They're the company behind MetaMask and a few other projects that, are pretty known. So that's a big deal. I mean, I think last month I did a video about how ConsenSys bought another firm to merge it with MetaMask, because MetaMask is a web-based browser, web-based wallet, and they bought one that's more of a mobile-based wallet. They're going to merge the two. MetaMask takes on a third to create a triumvirate, a third, head honcho over there. So very interesting. So it would be very interesting to see how this actually plays out and what would be the ramifications if, there are irregularities. And, it'd be interesting to find out, well, if he's proven that there are no irregularities, what happens then? So that's something. In a major, major, major move, Chairman Powell's dropped at least two major hints. The first one was he said that there is room for more than one Federal Reserve, I guess, currency. Wow. That was hint number one. Hint number two, while speaking in front of Congress, he said, listen, the best option for the United States government is to implement cryptocurrency regulations. Whoa, real fast. So real fast across the United States, just crypto was there, crypto was there, crypto was there. And, as time moved on, it kept picking up steam, picking up more steam. And now here we are with the chairman saying, hey, look, listen, guys, you should regulate this. And we can deal with, more currencies being as a part of the reserve. Whoa. So is that going to light a fire on the U.S. government to get some regulation around cryptocurrencies? I also wonder how regulations really work, right? Because you're going to regulate exchanges, centralized exchanges, most likely. Because how do you regulate anonymous wallets? How do you regulate peer-to-peer? So if you have an anonymous wallet, he has an anonymous wallet, and you do a deal, I'm gonna buy whatever from you, and I'm gonna pay you in crypto, or I'm gonna send money to this wallet. You confirm the wallet got it. Here you go. Regulation is going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. And I think that's going to be the case around the world. Still, regulation would be great. I just gave you news about how there's going to be a new decentralized exchange called AdaSwap that is being invested in by Gal Gadot, iAngels, and a few others, Pluto Capital, Shima Capital, Cody, this producer, what's his name? Jeff, I'll get there. Jaron Varsano is the producer's name, but it was led by an all-female investment crew called iAngels. Freaking awesome. But this DEX means that you be able to swap native Cardano coin and tokens without relying on a centralized exchange. So my question is, if I can do that on a decentralized exchange, and I don't have to rely on a centralized exchange, you're not going to be able to regulate a decentralized exchange. It's just not going to happen. I mean, what do? You shut it down from a country level? And I'm not just talking about the United States. I just mean globally. How do you manage that? So I think it's going to be very interesting as people start to think out how all of this works. For the most part, people will just use, regular exchanges and do everything, because usually using a DEX costs, more money. People don't necessarily want to pay more money. And like me, I'm like, I don't want to necessarily pay more money. I'm going to use an exchange for certain transactions. For other transactions, I've got my wallets. So I'll use my wallets, especially when I'm hodling. So that's something to think about. But that idea is looking at Cardano. I've been telling you about Cardano for a long time. So when I sit there and I tell you about this is not an investment in Cardano, but it's a nod to Cardano that there's going to be another DEX coming and called AdaSwap, and it's going to help Cardano. And this is not all that's going on. So keep your eye on Cardano, because things are happening over there. And I think a lot more is going to happen as we move on this year. Anyway, you know what? Let's get to the numbers because I'm really interested to see what's going on in this space. So the first one that we're supposed to do is hop on over and look at the winners and losers. So you've got losers about 4%, all the way up to 15%. Let's see who's in here. Yeah, Meta Hero, but you know, no big deal. I mean, that's only 7%. Not a real big move. Near Network, 6%. Yeah, that's an opportunity, right? Because like I said, you know, that's a great project, but they're on sale. So even though they dropped it, now that they dropped 6% more, to me, that's a sale. I'd probably be getting in on that. Who else is in there that looks good? You know, a while ago, a long time ago, I was interested in learning more about Loop Ring, and then you see some news, and you're kind of like, not so interested anymore. As a matter of fact, last week we took them off of our watch list. So you know, it's only dropped 6%, but you know, I have zero interest in that project anymore. Let's see who else is down. Avalanche is down 4%. But like I said, you know, if you're between 1% and 5%, that's not really, but it is a sale opportunity, right? So if I'm looking to get in on Avalanche, to me, that is an opportunity to get in a little bit lower. Everybody's still low. Let's just keep that in mind. Everybody's still low, except maybe Terra Luna. Just saying. But when you look at this, everybody's still low off their highs. So if they're off their highs and they've got a distance before they get to the high, okay, that's called being a sale. It's still, things are, I think in my eyes, things are still on sale. So that's something I'm pay attention to. But I did want to see Avalanche. It's at $82. You know it's going to go above 100. It's real easy for that to happen for them. So that's something I'm paying attention to. Over here, who are the winners? Clearly, you know, winners are still beating losers. For the past couple of days, winners are beating losers by big. Moonbeam up 11.5, basically 11.5%. Moon River 9.72. I don't know if you recall, but I think a week or two ago, I talked about how there was a hack with them or something like that. I'd have to go back to the videos, but you can go back to the videos and see that. Because you should subscribe. Thank you. I know, shameless plug. But if you continue looking, you kind of go, okay, Osmosis was up, Phantom is up 6.35%, Cosmos Atom is up. Those are things that I'm kind of like, okay, so they're up right now. Still a far way away from their highs. They're most likely going to dip again. You can buy on the dip, or you can consider this whole period of time a major dip that you can get in on at almost any time. Dollar cost averaging, DCA. Set your plan, work your plan. That's what you need to do. Set your plan, work your plan. And that way you kind of average out your purchases over a long period of time, and then you'll probably wind up making money. I'm doing dollar cost averaging, and it's working out very well. So let's get to the other numbers. Just, big picture type stuff. So you've got the high today at around 45,000, 45.5 at about. You have the low today. The low today is up here at about 41 and change. Really? Huh? Not really. It's just moving sideways. I'm looking at the chart wrong because you can see the days right here. But it's moving sideways right now. It gets a little pop when see that you get the volume, and you get a nice little pop, and it comes back down, moves sideways. Again, I've been saying for a while, I think it's going to stair step, as it moves. I think that's what we're really looking at, is a stair step, right? So it's stair step down over here, and now you're seeing stair step sideways, down, and then shoots up. And I think there's a long way for us to go, right? You're seeing volume. When you see you're never going to call the highs. You're never going to call the lows. You might get lucky and guess right, but you're never really going to, call it. Right now, I think to me, this chart looks like, if I pay attention to this chart looks like it's ready for another pop. There's a lot of good news out there. I gave you a lot of good news today. I think there's a lot of good news out there right now. There's a lot more good news coming. And I think that, we could stand to see another strong pop as we move forward. And I keep saying, as long as this Russian invasion is in place and still being in a painful event, things are not going to be great. But as soon as that goes away, watch out for a big pop. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto. Do me a favor, hit the likes. I would greatly appreciate it. But even better, I would love for you to subscribe. I love sharing, my thoughts and opinions on crypto, and I think my kids are getting a lot out of it. So hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you know when I'm dropping my next video. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto. Hope you have the rest of your great day.